Have you ever just looked at a world map and really thought about it? Why are some places like Tokyo or Mumbai absolutely jammed with millions and millions of people, while huge areas like, say, Siberia or the Sahara Desert are practically empty? It's honestly one of the biggest puzzles in human geography. And it's not just about numbers on a chart. It's a story, right? It's the story of where we live, why we live there, and how our whole global family is constantly shifting. So let's start piecing that puzzle together. This single image pretty much tells the entire story in one shot. You've got the super dense, vertical city, then you have that quiet agricultural life happening along the river, and then boom, just vast empty plains. This isn't just a pretty picture. It's a real reflection of the choices, the challenges, and the opportunities that have shaped humanity for thousands of years. And this all boils down to the big question, the fundamental question: why? Why isn't our planet settled in some kind of neat, tidy grid? What are these invisible forces that pull people towards crowded coastlines and bustling cities, but push them away from other places? That's the exact puzzle we're here to solve today. So to crack this puzzle, we're going to follow a really clear path. First, we'll frame the problem itself. Then we'll dig into the key factors that decide where we live. After that, we'll look at how populations actually grow and shrink. And finally, we'll connect all the dots to see the big global trends. All right, let's dive into part one, the population puzzle. The core mystery here is just how incredibly uneven the spread of people is across the Earth. And the thing is, it's not random at all. There's a real logic behind it. And that logic? Well, that's what human geography is all about. It's so much more than just maps. It's about this constant back and forth, this conversation between us and our planet. How does the environment shape us? And how do we, in turn, reshape the environment? This relationship is the absolute key to understanding that population map. So let's get into the nitty-gritty, the why behind the where. What are the forces actually making this happen? Well, we can basically break them down into two major categories. On one hand, you've got physical factors. This is all about the natural world, things like climate, the shape of the land, the resources available. And on the other hand, you've got human factors, everything we've built ourselves, from our cities and economies to our political systems. The two are in this constant dance, and that dance shapes where we all decide to call home. Let's start with the most basic physical factor of them all: water. It is no accident that the world's greatest ancient civilizations, from Egypt on the Nile to Mesopotamia, all popped up along rivers. Water isn't just for drinking, right? It's for farming, it's for moving goods, it's for industry. It is the absolute non-negotiable foundation for any human settlement. Now, on the flip side, think about topography, the actual shape of the land. Why are places like the Himalayas or the Andes so empty? Well, it's because steep, rugged mountains just make life really, really hard. Building anything is super expensive, farming is a constant battle, and just getting around is slow and difficult. Nature itself kind of puts up a "do not settle here" sign. Okay, so let's switch gears to the human side of this. If mountains push people away, cities are like these massive, powerful magnets, pulling them in from all over. And why? In one word: opportunity. Cities are hubs for education, for healthcare, and most of all for jobs. This incredible trend of urbanization is one of the single biggest forces reshaping our world map today. And here's the engine behind that magnetic pole: economic opportunity. These industrial parks, financial districts, tech hubs, they're the modern-day gold mines. People will literally move across entire continents just for a chance at a better job and a better life. It's pretty simple. If you follow the money, you're gonna find the people. Okay, so now we have a pretty good idea of why people live where they do. But here's the thing: that picture is never static. It's always moving, always changing. So now let's dig into the components of population growth and see how these numbers actually go up and down. The first engine of change is what's called natural increase. It sounds a little technical, but the idea is actually super straightforward. You just take the number of births in a year and subtract the number of deaths in that same year. If more people are born than pass away, hey presto, the population grows naturally. The second major factor is, of course, migration, people moving around. When people move into a place, we call it immigration. When they move out, that's emigration. And this flow of people can completely change a region's population, totally separate from its birth and death rates. And this slide right here, this is where it all comes together in one simple, powerful formula. A population's total change is just its natural increase plus its net migration, which is just the number of people coming in minus the people going out. That single equation explains how every single population on Earth either grows or shrinks. It's that simple. All right. We now have all the pieces. We've got the factors that tell us where people live, and we have the components that make those populations change. So let's put it all together and look at the bigger picture. So here's the final takeaway. It all works together like this. Physical geography, that's the foundation, access to water, good land. That makes a place livable. Then human factors like jobs and cities come in and act like amplifiers, creating these super dense hubs. And constantly stirring that pot are births, deaths, and migration. The result of all that is the beautiful, complex, and always changing human landscape of our planet. And all of this leaves us with one of the most critical questions of the 21st century. As our global population keeps changing, we have to ask ourselves, is this growth a challenge that we need to manage and overcome, or is it an incredible opportunity for us to embrace? The answer to that is going to define our future. So, what do you think?